Yeah, two speakers already spoken about the importance of the mechanized tunneling and then the resilience and all that. My point here is whatever you do, whether it's smart turning or it is a conventional one, without geological intelligence, you can't move forward. Never. The first and foremost thing which comes for the planning, design, construction, post construction is the geological intelligence, information, input. Now, we can develop any technology for the fastest tunneling, smart tunneling, fast track tunneling. But then you see, we cannot ignore geological information. So, my point here is many places, many projects, we have seen that there is a delay in construction, there is a cost overrun, there is a tunnel instability, then huge water ingress, and then you see the risk to the life of the people working there, and then damage to the equipment. Now, this is happening because the geological parameters they are not well collected and interpreted. There is a deal, always you see that is taken as a formality that, okay, we are expert in tunneling, so we don't bother much about it. We require some data so that we can design it and then we can go forward. But you see, unless the prediction is done by interpreting the geological information, if you move forward, definitely you are going to face a lot problem. This is my experience in throughout when I was involved in the tunneling in major projects in India. Uh, of course, I can't say that you see the geological data was ignored, but then data was not adequate. Inadequacy in the data collection, right from the uh, DPR stage to reconstruction and then construction. We find that you see there is a inadequacy. And why it is so? There are many reasons for that. You see that client is not interested in spending more on the data collection. They don't want to go for detailed uh, underground exploration, like you see by seismic method, by that is the geophysical surveys, and by the drilling, because it costs. But then, at least you see, that is the stage where we should collect maximum data. Then, because of the time frame, we generally say, okay, whatever, a, a section, geological section is enough for the tunneling, and a geological section with whatever data they have collected by geological mapping explorations, that they start. And then what happens that you see that is the area where we don't have the adequate data, uncertainties, lies, and then they call the geological surprises. This has happened in many projects, not only in India, but in other countries also. I was involved. I can give you the example here that you see the zones were 30, 35, 40 meters wide, which were very weak zones, shear zones. And then you see everything is stuck up there. TBM we are using, yeah, definitely. TBM is the fastest thing. It's a very good technology we have been using. But in such zones, it becomes really difficult. And then you see the TBM is stuck up there. And then what happens then you see then it takes years for taking it, doing something for that, repair or whatever. And then you see again we switch over to the conventional from the making a edit and then going to inside. This is it's a story of the failure I'm telling. Why it is happening? Because the interpretation of the geological data, whatever they have collected during the detailed project report or FR stays and DPR, and then they have made the uh, geotechnical baseline reports, everything. But then what is the status of the data we collected? What is the interpretation? How we put it to the design people? That is the main problem I'm telling you. If everything is fine, I'm telling you the while technology is concerned, it is always we should go for uh, the advanced technology. There is no issue because I don't comment on that part. What I'm telling here is the importance should be given, due importance should be given to the geological data. Unfortunately, it is being ignored. In some places where the data is quite okay, and then it is being given to the contractor to go for, they do not follow the geological advice, whether it is the conventional or it is the fast one. I can quote here as example. The stresses, particularly in Himalaya, whatever the rock type, stresses, high stresses, and the tunnel is passing through 1 kilometer down the uh, earth. Now you see, once we are crust, now we are going for the 1 kilometer down the overburden is about 1 kilometer. You can see the stresses are so high there and that. They are adopting the same TBM is going with the same speed, but what happens? They collapse and then damage to the TBM. In the Kishtwar project also, I remember it was NSPC, the same thing happened. It collapsed and then tunnel was buried there. Sorry, the TBF was buried there. I mean, what I'm telling here is that honestly, the speaking, that you see, unless we go for the geological, hydrogeological, geotechnical, and structural data, which is the base for the any tunneling in the and whether it is Himalaya or it is the peninsular India or any other country, you can't ignore. You can, you see, I'm not against that. You see, advancement should be there, but at the same time, the thrust from my side is that adequate jet data should be generated, interpreted, and then you see, we should go for the tunneling. And then we talk about the that why the delays there in the construction, why the this has happened. Silkyara is one example. I'm telling you, uh, just it was not a fast. That is the it was not the smart tunneling, but there also the same thing happened. The zone was known, but it was ignored. It was the delay was there, and then you see they said that okay, we will be going for the support system and all that later. Now, if in the uh, smart tunneling we are incorporating everything immediately, there will be a support system. There will be everything done. There will be the segments which will be putting for the support immediately. That's very nice because I have seen the TBM working, and the uh, even I have seen the 800-meter per month progress, which is really incredible. But my thrust here is that the geological intelligence in tunneling should be the base for everything. That is, should be the planning, construction, and even in the operation time. Because this goes with the total life cycle of the tunnel. Thank you very much.